Soldiers, police, and other government employees cast early votes on Thursday in parliamentary elections in Iraq. General voting will be Sunday, with more than 6,000 candidates competing for 325 seats in the National Assembly. The vote's important not only for Iraq, but also for neighboring countries, contemplating their own ambitions as U.S. military forces withdraw.
Iran has tremendous influence and opportunity to use its linkages with the majority Shia and other communities to geopolitically try to dominate Iraq and then, of course, project power further on into the region.
Welcome to Dispatch. I'm Marla Dial. Iraq's foreign minister, Hoshyar Zebari, warned this week that all 6 of the country's neighbors will try to influence the vote, which he called a regional election rather than an Iraqi one.
And some of them are active participants in supporting certain groups, certain lists, favoring certain outcome, and so on.
That's certainly been true for Iran, which has deep connections to some of Iraq's Shiite political parties. Making sure a hostile regime doesn't re-emerge in Baghdad is a core priority for Tehran. But neighboring Turkey's just as ambitious.
Turkey has ambitions to be the regional hegemon and therefore would not like to see a challenger. The best way to do it is to develop relations within Iraq, and that's an uphill battle. They only began 3 or 4 years ago. The Iranians have been at it going back to the 80s. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Turks and the Iranians compete for influence in Iraq.
The Turkish government's also concerned about political aspirations among Iraq's Kurdish minority, which has given birth to a separatist insurgency in southern Turkey. Iraq's third significant neighbor is Saudi Arabia. The Sunni kingdom's worried about losing its buffer against Shiite Iran, a role first performed by Saddam Hussein and then by the U.S. occupation.
Now they feel very vulnerable, and therefore it's more about protecting themselves as opposed to dominating Iraq, which they understand that they can't do given the rise of the Shia. But as far as the Turks and the Iranians are concerned, it's definitely about the potential to become regional hegemons and regional players.